So last week, I got into this incident. Before I start the story, is there anybody here that is French? Anybody? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's Mariano. I know you're fucking Italian, dude. Come on, stop lying, man. Stop lying. Anyways, so this story, here's how it goes, okay? So, just the story is, I punched a French guy in the face right in front of his kids. And here's how it happens. So I was driving on the road. There was this bike behind me. I didn't know what kind of nationality this guy was, but he was driving like a cunt. Okay? He was honking his horn. I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna try and cut him off. See how he feels like. Yeah, see how he likes it. And then I cut him off, and then he starts yelling at me in French. So, I kind of deduced that this guy was French. And then I turned around. We caught up to each other. I turned around. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And so he knows I speak English now. And we started having a little back and forth. And so we stopped at a red light, and then he said, yeah, well, my country kicked your country's ass 200 years ago. Why'd you gotta bring up this colonial shit? Now I have to kick your ass. And so I turned to him, and I was like, oh yeah? Pull over. We'll fucking find out right now. Pull over. Right, keep in mind, he has a kid. He has a daughter on the bike with him, right? And, you know what? I don't feel bad doing this because I think the kid at one point yelled at me in French too. So I was like, I don't have sympathy for you. I mean, his dad, her dad probably influenced her, but anyway, so we kept driving for some reason, okay? For some fucking reason, we're on the same route for a really long time. So, what we're driving along, we exchanged some nice words to each other, I called him a pussy a couple times, He told me to pull over a couple times in the middle of traffic, right? And at one point, I think I turned to his kid, and I asked her, kid, do you want to see your dad get his ass kicked? And I was repeating this, okay? I was repeating this. Thank God the kid didn't answer. She was more mature than her dad. And that's saying something, okay? And so I turned to him and I asked him, do you want your daughter to see you get your ass kicked? And he was like, pull over. Let's do it. And so, we continue on the road for a while, and he actually pulled over. And so I was like, oh, fuck, now I gotta do this. Now I gotta do this. He forced my hand, I tried to give him an out. He didn't take it. So he stopped. I got into his face, and I was like, he was wearing sunglasses at the time. I was like, take out that fucking sunglasses right fucking now. Look me in the goddamn eye. Look me in the fucking eye, right? And like adrenaline was pumping, He was like, hit me first. Come on, hit me first. Keep in mind, the kid was still on the bike. He was on the bike, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm walking away from this shit. And so I did. I walked away from it. I felt like a pussy, though. I felt like a pussy walking away from that confrontation, to be honest with you. So he drove in the opposite direction. I continue on my route. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? And I just wasted 10 minutes getting into a fucking argument on the road with this guy. I was like, I'm feeling really bad, right? So I was on the road, I was thinking I was a pussy, and then 5 minutes later, I heard his voice come from behind me. He was like, yo, come find me, I live in Chaldean. Of course you live in Chaldean. French motherfucker, of course you live in Chaldean. Of course. And then it's like he started fucking talking shit again. And at this point, I don't even give a fuck what you're talking about. I've given you every opportunity to walk away from this confrontation. Okay? And he started cutting me off. And I was like, you know what? Violence sometimes is the answer. And so as he was turning around, right, he's gonna say some stupid shit. He's gonna get me really mad. I just punched him in the face right in front of his kid. He didn't fall over or anything. And I did it in front of a bunch of Vietnamese. And I just told them what happened. And they're like, yeah, that guy deserved it. And you know what, guys? At this point, I'm just looking for validation. I'm just hoping that somebody tells me that I'm in the right so I can drop this shit and get on with my day. right? And so they tell me that, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to continue on with my day. And moral of the story is I don't like French people. I don't like French people. You know, while we're on the topic of French people, though, there's this frog, or toad actually, in America, and on the skin of this toad, you know, it contains DMT, along with a mixture of other neurotoxins. Okay, so you know that story, you know that folk tale where like the princess kissed a frog and he turns into a prince? Chances are she's just fucking tripping on DMT. You know, so go out there. Two has a joke. My friend, who is also a comedian, has a joke. You have to kiss a frog. You have to kiss several frogs before you realize that you're sexually attracted to frogs. Well, here's my twist on it. You have to kiss several frogs before you find out which ones contains DMT. Thank you guys for listening so much. I hope I don't